Hey, it's Joshua, room 14, and a whole new wing. We have spread the system out and kept it standing. Now we ask a different question. Not, can it work, but who is allowed to touch it? And this first room is the one rule every breach report in history comes back to. It is small, it is boring, and almost nobody does it until after they have been burned.
The night janitor at your library has a key, one key, and it opens everything. The front door, the offices, the cash box, and the climate-controlled vault where the 400-year-old manuscripts live. One ring and the whole building falls open to it. He is a good man. That is not the point. The point is, the day that key is lost, or copied, or he simply has a very bad week. On that day, everything is open. You handed a single keyring the power to lose the entire library. This is the security wing. Every earlier room asked how the system behaves. This wing asks who gets in and what they may touch once they are inside. And the first rule is the foundation the rest of the wing is built on. Picture the janitor's ring. Honestly, what does the job actually need? The front door, the supply closet, and the offices he cleans. That is the whole list. He has no reason to hold a key to the manuscript vault. He never goes there. So why is it on his ring? Almost always one answer. It was easier to hand him the master key than to stop and think about which doors he truly needs. And that little convenience is the entire vulnerability. Every key on that ring is a door an attacker gets for free the moment they get the janitor. A phishing email, a reused password, a laptop left on a train. The compromise is rarely about how careful the person was. The damage is set by what their keyring could open. Overgrant access, and you have already decided in advance exactly how bad your worst day is allowed to be. So you flip the default. Instead of here's a master key and we will take doors away if there is ever a problem, you start from zero, no access at all. And then you add back only the specific doors this exact job needs. The janitor's ring opens the closet and the offices, and nothing else. That is least privilege. Every identity gets the minimum access required to do its job, and not one key more. Deny by default, and grant the narrow exception on purpose. It feels paranoid the first time. It is simply the cheapest insurance policy in all of engineering. Here's the keeper. Give every identity exactly the access it needs to do its job and nothing more. Start from deny and grant the minimum on purpose, because every extra permission is a door your worst day gets to walk through. A leaked key should open a closet, never the whole library. You cannot stop a credential from ever leaking, so you make certain a leaked one is barely worth having. And two rules sit on top of it all. A written no always wins, no matter how many yeses stand beside it. And a ceiling set above you can only lower what you may do, never raise it. That is explicit deny and a permission boundary. The reason access can be refused while an allow is sitting right there. The labels are the stickers. Least privilege, minimal access, deny by default. In the cloud, this is Identity and Access Management, IAM. Identities, policies, roles. And the strong move is a role a service assumes, temporary scoped keys, instead of long-lived access keys sitting on a server like a master key under the doormat. Two defaults, two blast radii, broad by default. Hand out the master key. It is simple to set up, and a single compromise is total. Everything that key touches is gone at once. Least privilege. More thought up front, more small policies to write, and a compromised identity can only ever reach its own narrow slice. It is the fire doors from the resilience wing, drawn around permissions. You cannot stop a key from leaking, so you make sure a leaked one opens almost nothing. So the exam hands you the tell. An EC2 instance needs to read one S3 bucket. The answer is an IAM role, scoped to that one bucket, read only. Never administrator, never full access to everything, and never a key hard-coded into the source. Grant the minimum permissions necessary is the phrase that simply is the answer, and the trap to refuse is the lazy one. Attaching a broad managed policy to keep it simple, or pasting access keys straight into the code. The tell is always a request for just enough, beside an option offering far more than enough.
Your turn. Out loud or just in your head. I'll wait. A developer needs a small function to write records to one DynamoDB table. The quickest path is to attach a policy granting full access to every table in the whole account. Why is that the wrong move, and what is the right scope?
It hands a single small function a master key to every table you own. If that function, or its code, is ever compromised, the blast radius is your entire database, not one table. The write scope is an IAM role granting write access to that one table and nothing else. Least privilege turns a catastrophe into a small incident. Every key, one door. So we have shrunk what each key can open, but here is the humbling part. Someday, you will hand out a key you should not have, or one will be stolen, no matter how careful you were. So you never bet the whole library on the locks being perfect. The next room is why you never rely on a single line of defense, and how you build the place so a thief who beats the front lock still has not won. One breath to seal it. Every permission you grant is a door your worst day can use, so start from 0 and add back only what the job needs. Least privilege, deny by default. On the cloud, it is an IAM role with temporary, scoped keys, never a master credential left on a server. A leaked key should open a closet, not the whole library. Every key, one door.
That is least privilege, the quiet rule that decides how bad your worst day gets to be. 14 rooms down. I'm Joshua. I'll see you in the next one.